Oh, actually, there's one thing I wanted to just hit on before. I wanted to send my condolences to our previous guest, Ahmed Fuad Al-Khatib, who came on our show graciously and had a really, people connected with him. He was a fantastic guest. He's a Gazan refugee and advocate. And I donated $2,000, $1,000 to his charity and $1,000 to the Gazan food kitchen, which he suggested. And Hassan and Bad Empanada were immediately out to slander and ruin this man, which is just, the irony of that is just unbelievably thick. Because it's like, actually, you know what? Here's a dude from Gaza who's lost family members, who's actually trying to advocate and raise money. And literally, by the way, when you go back and look at how he's plugging the charities, the emphasis is greatly on the food one. I force him kind of to plug his, like he didn't even really offer it. His whole thing was like, donate to this food thing. And so you're not going to believe the shit that they're saying about him. It's unhinged, dude.
So
it's evil.
Ahmed Fuad Al-Khatib, okay, is a propagandist for Israel.
He's not.
Apparently, Ethan fucking had him on his broadcast.
So this might be.
And then literally turned around and made it seem as though they were fundraising. Told his audience that they were fundraising for Palestinians in Gaza. Okay?
Now, can someone timestamp from the episode when that happens? Because I'll pull it up in a minute.
It's really crazy how Hassan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
He does, yeah, right. I mean, at this point, I've donated, I think, a pretty significant amount of money between all the different causes, over 10,000 for sure. I know there's no amount that would seem significant to the detractors, but
leave it to him to find a way to get upset about that.
but calling a Gazan advocate who's lost 20 family members
and actively still losing people.
He was mourning the death of one of his cousins who had just died in an IDF airstrike, and Hassan is calling him a fucking Israeli asset. It's mad.
Fundraiser was for the Atlantic Council directly. All proceeds went to the fucking Atlantic Council.
So that's just a straight up defamatory outright lie.
He presented it as though he was fundraising for the fucking Palestinians in Gaza. I cannot imagine
100% outright defamatory lie.
Yeah. Something more gross than this.
I can't imagine anything more gross than what you do.
Things. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, and by the way, this is, you guys who have watched this, his guest slot really resonated with people. So you guys can see for yourselves what a poisonous, hideous, venomous, hateful ideologue this man is.
Well, he has Bad Empanada too on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. The great freedom fighter Bad Empanada. Yeah. Who ironically, unprompted, Ahmed was like, oh yeah, Bad Empanada's been trying to ruin my life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, you too, huh? But no, Hassan's going to pull him up. No problem.
Bad Emma Panda.
Bad Emma Panda.
Did he go after you too, Harley?
It is
crazy.
He did.
He said some crazy shit to me. And then I saw like around the same time that I had all on like YouTube videos and Instagram posts, people were writing a bunch of dumb stuff. So I think he told them to go do.
Well, he implied that you quit. You quit because of and your Zionistic dedication to me and the state of Israel, I think was the implication.
Yeah. And you paid me.
And I that's new information, but yeah, I know I paid you. Yeah. Yeah.
Different theories and works. In fact, I had like a 4-hour discussion with someone today on a workshop.
Oh, so they already cut in.
So I work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Realign for Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have a we have like our own standalone website, realignforpalestine.org. There is a donate button. And yeah, so like you're certainly folks can donate there, but also I would encourage folks to consider the World Food Program has a Gaza Appeals page that is dedicated just for here, I'm going to give you the page that is dedicated for sending food just for Gaza. And
now, by the way, this actually I found like a really beautiful and helpful recommendation, because it's always hard to decide like what's the best way to help these people. And for an advocate here who knows people in Gaza, has lived in Gaza, to be like, this is the best place.
Absolutely.
And someone who's critical of Hamas too. So like, I feel like this is coming from only the best place possible to help the people there. And so I was quick to support and recommend other people support it as well. But they completely exclude that part and just accuse him of being a Mossad asset.
They are incredibly capable.
Oh, that's great. That's
so
the world.
Yes, I just dropped it.
So send us both links so we can put them in the description.
I sent this link. So this is the U.S. This is the fundraising arm of the World Food Program, but all money here donated this link.
Yeah, we've seen this. We know.
He says it very, very clear.
Yeah. No, they're liars, and this is just defamatory. Like, it's just actual defamatory. So the reason I bring it up is because Ahmed put out a statement on Twitter that I wanted to read on his behalf, because I want to support him against this insane hate campaign that they've leveled against this guy.
I want you to know my mom never sends me tweets. She actually sent me this today.
Oh.
Wow.
She sent me this today.
Whoa.
The whole tweet at 1:33 my time.
That is
Oh my
interesting.
God.
Yeah.
So if you guys would follow and support him, amplify this. My hope is that Hassan will at least react to this, acknowledge it, potentially be like, I was wrong,
Come on.
Like, I fucking said this guy was basically committing charity fraud, and I didn't mention that he was actually mostly pushing a food aid, like 90% food aid. So let me read it. Right as I was knee-deep in grieving the killing of a family member in the Gaza Strip by an Israeli airstrike, not to mention helping dozens of friends and allies deal with unprecedented hunger disaster in the coastal enclave, Hamas transnational armies of terrorists, grifters, pedophiles, and liars, and agents of anti-Semitism and hatred were launching a multi-front campaign that caused me maximum harm and distract from my ability to do work that truly matters. I think he's kind of on point. Like, we talk about people like Hassan as we say, oh, he's a propagandist, or he's whatever, this and that. He's an ideologue. He is part of Hamas transnational army of propagandists. Like, this man is working on behalf of Hamas. If this man is working on behalf of Hamas, especially, by the way, if you want to be like Ethan's partner with the ADL. If I'm partnering with the ADL, my friend, then you are in Hamas. You are partnered up with Hamas, my friend. And I really appreciate the way he's phrased this. Hamas transnational armies of terrorists, grifters, pedophiles, liars, and agents of anti-Semitism. YouTuber Ethan Klein hosted me on his podcast and donated $1,000 to each the World Food Program's Gaza Appeal, and to Realign for Palestine, my project at the Atlantic Council, an umbrella nonprofit think tank org in Washington, D.C., where I work. An Australian terrorist hiding in Argentina, I love that, who goes by the name of Bad Empanada, made a video claiming I'm laundering money to Israel and the Atlantic Council, sending hordes of his deranged followers to attack me. One of those deranged followers, incidentally, being Hassan. It didn't help that Hamas chief this is also very good. It didn't help that Hamas's chief propaganda officer in America, Turkish-American Hassan Piker, piled on to rile up Hamas's transnational terrorists into a frenzy against me. What followed was, yeah, you agree. What followed was a despicable series of attacks and actions. Hordes of complaints got my Facebook personal account, where I had 20,000 plus followers, removed, disabled by Meta. Additionally, a group of pro-Hamas fans of the Bad Empanada and Hassan Piker filed FBI complaints against me and Ethan Klein. I don't know if I ever even showed that on the show. Did we?
I don't know.
There was, yeah, we did. I think we did. Saying that I'm a front for money laundering to Israel. What's ironic is that almost a year ago, a leftist Russian Iranian rag ran a hit piece against me claiming that Israel government was paying me $30 million to promote genocide. And when that failed to undermine me, I'm now supposedly funneling money to Israel via the Atlantic Council. This is what supporting terror does to people's brains. Zero critical thinking, lies, manipulation, brainless followers. What's hilarious is that the people...
The pedophile.
What's hilarious is that the pedophile Empanada's video literally had a donation link to support him throughout his video.
Oh my
and he's
God.
talking about me sending donations to Israel. Ask yourself, why isn't an Australian, a Turk, a Malaysian I was wondering who he's referring to. He was referring to the guy who filed the fake FBI report.
Got it.
Going out of their way to attack a Gazan American. How is it that, as Hamas is being rejected en masse by the people of Gaza, a transnational cocktail of terrorists, online influencers, gamers, alleged pedophiles, and Southeast Asians are trying to out-Palestine an actual Palestinian? This is the disease and the mental illness that attracts so many to the pro-Palestinian cause. A just and urgent cause worthy of helpful and impactful allies, not losers and imbeciles who have no business talking about this issue in the first place. It's time to confront Hamas transnational terror armies that are lurking everywhere. I say again, Hamas is severely weakened and loathed and is being rejected by massive swaths of Gazans desperate. Their desperate population. However, Hamas, the idea, not unlike Al-Qaeda and ISIS, is well and thriving among a transnational group of people who are inciting the next generation of terrorists. Most terribly, transnational support for Hamas is destroying any hope that genuine and sincere Palestine advocacy can obtain meaningful gains to actually move this issue forward. So that would be Ahmed's response to these insane, slanderous attacks against him. Absolutely just tasteless
insane.
And disgusting. So my hope is that Hassan at least
Deranged.
would be like, okay, at least be like, okay, he actually was mostly raising money for Gaza World Kitchen or whatever it's called.